let's get this gay story going. Yes. Give me the gay. I'm so excited. I don't even remember what I did last time, but I'm so excited. Ooh, the broken vase. Am I about to break a vase? I sure hope not. But I think that's what's gonna happen. I don't know what hypothesis we're talking about. But this hypothesis was put to the test most forcefully the following day. Oh, what did I do to Constance? I did something. I don't know if what I did to Constance. Or maybe someone else, or Constance is yelling at somebody else. Get out of my sight, you ingrate. I don't even want to look at you. Oh, she's yelling at the French teacher. Forgot about that. But Lady Constance. Enough! Get out, get out, get out! Go away! And my roommates are gonna be like, what the frick is she yelling about? Like a brat. What in the world? Though the voices were muffled behind closed doors, Loreena could pick out each and every word with ease. Mademoiselle, I never meant to cause any offense. I don't care what you meant. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. But what should I tell your mother? Tell her you're done. You're not coming back. I can't even stand to see your face. But mademoiselle, how many times do I have to tell you? I am not a mademoiselle. I am a lady. Milady. It's too late for that. Shut up. Get out, get out, get out. Oh my word. What even happened? I might need to close my door a bit more. Ugh! Not that it's gonna help. There was a sudden bang. Miss Amy exited the drawing room, her bright red hair curling free from its restrictive bun. Her eyes were wide, almost wild, and her face was so pale she looked as though she had seen a ghost. But we proved last time that there was no ghost. In a way, she had. She had experienced a close encounter with the feared ghost of Bly, renowned for striking raw ice terror in the hearts of all. Drac. Mademoiselle, please. Shut up! But are you stupid? Do your ears not work? I told you to leave. I apologize. It's too late for that. It's much, much, much too late. Get out of my sight before I throw something at you. I hate you. Yes, I will take my leave now. And don't come back. What did she do? What did Miss Amy do? She's like super sweet. Miss Amy all but fled down the hallway. She stumbled more than once, and Loreena instinctively reached forth to help her. The poor woman looked like she could use some help. Oh, Loreena. Loreena, mon chéri, I apologize that you should see such a shameful side of my character. Je suis désolée. I think that means I'm sorry. I don't remember. I took French in high school. You don't need to apologize. Loreena frowned. She wasn't sure what to say. There was nothing she could say. What happened? Mademoiselle, oh, she was in such a foul mood this morning. She refused to pick up a quill. She yawned whenever I spoke to her. She even turned her nose up at the piano. She's gotta hold up her boob with her arms. Goals. See, I would hate to have boobs that big. I am not a huge fan of the size of my boobs. And I don't have to hold them up with an arm. So but I thought Lady Constance liked the piano. She does. She is remarkably good at it. But today, non. as stubborn as a mule. Isn't she always stubborn? Indeed she is, but it was worse today. I do not know what happened, but after I tried for the 1000th time to coax her into doing some work, she exploded. Exactement. I see. Loreena saw only too well. Anyway, forgive me, Loreena. I don't... blah, blah, blah. Anyway, forgive me, Loreena. I don't want to disrupt your work. You aren't disrupting me. I was the one who asked. Oui, oui. Miss Amy nodded. She looked distracted. Loreena didn't blame her. I would say until we meet again, but I fear this will be the last time I work with the young Mademoiselle. Even if Mademoiselle Lenarge does not fire me, I... Miss Amy's words faltered. She bit her lower lip. I cannot work with such a child any longer. She is only 12 years old, but she frightens me. It kind of bothers me that her facial expressions never change. Like, I understand that's, like, the character picture, but I think the other characters get, like, varying facial expressions. I think. I could be wrong, actually. But she's constantly smiling. So she's like, oh, I'm scared, I'm frustrated, blah, blah, blah. And she's just, like, smiling. That gorgeous smile of hers. And I'm like, it's a weird disconnect. It's weird. Oh, but the poor Mademoiselle. Oh, my word. To lose yet another governess. To change oh my gosh, what happened to my reading? Oh, focus. The change must be hard on her, undoubtedly, but if only she could learn to control her temper. Miss Amy straightened herself, brushing a few strands of red hair behind her ear. Au revoir, Loreena. It was a pleasure. Goodbye, Miss Amy. Likewise. And with a small curtsy, the governess walked down the corridor and out of Loreena's life for good. Loreena didn't doubt that she would never see Miss Amy again. Who would continue to subject themselves to Lady Constance's abuse if they had a choice? It was unthinkable. So Loreena didn't think about it. But what of Lady Constance? This brat right here! Loreena glanced down the hallway. Lady Constance was still standing in the entrance of the drawing room, her face a pale death mask. Her lips were drawn together in a firm line, but her chest was rising and falling raggedly from exertion. Why are you here, maid? Oh, I just happened to be passing. And you just happened to be eavesdropping, didn't you? Forgive me, miss. You were being rather loud. Whatever. I can never decide what I want her voice to be other than just plain bratty. Lady Constance turned her nose up in the air. The story is bound to get out eventually. Amy will leave. I always knew she would. And then you and the other maids will have some nice juicy gossip to share amongst yourselves. I know how much you love to gossip. Lady Constance's tone was so pointed, Loreena almost found herself feeling guilty. Almost. She had nothing to feel guilty about, after all. She wasn't the one who had nearly reduced Miss Amy, sweet, innocent Miss Amy, who had sympathized with Lady Constance and offered Loreena biscuits, to tears. You know, you really shouldn't behave like that. Oh? Lady Constance's eyes flashed dangerously, her little hands clenched into fists. What was that, maid? I said you shouldn't behave like that. It's improper. And what gives you the right to lecture me? It isn't a matter of rights. All I know is I was raised to respect my elders. You might be a lady. Loreena spat the word out with no small amount of malice. But the fact remains that you are still a child. You had no reason to speak to Miss Amy like that. None at all. Girl, you're about to get yourself killed. Or worse. I see. So, you think this is my fault? I can't see who else to blame. You were the one shrieking like a banshee. Oh, of course. That's so typical. You don't ask for my side of the story, but you've already started assigning blame. Lady Constance, Don't call me that. I know you don't mean it. You don't respect me. You... Lady Constance stabbed a finger in Loreena's direction. Her blonde hair fluttered about her shoulders like a shroud. None of you respect me. Not the cook, or the maids, or my governess. How is Miss Amy disrespecting you? She has always treated me with She has always treated me with disrespect. She tries to act nice, as though she is my friend. Are you all right, mademoiselle? Is something the matter? But then she has no interest in getting to know me. She just wants her wages at the end of the day, like everybody else. You're all disgusting. Every last one of you. I thought you might not be so bad, but... Lady Constance shook her head. You still take her side. You believe her word over mine, even though I'm a lady. Well, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of all you. Just disappear. And with that, Lady Constance drew back her right hand and smacked her palm against a vase resting on a nearby pedestal. Not just any vase. An expensive vase. All the decorations of the Leonard's household were expensive. Almost tastelessly so, as Loreena had cause to ponder on more than one occasion. This vase, however, was worth more than most. It was one of Lady Leonard's personal favorites, and depicted the love affair of Cupid and Psyche. Psyche? And all Loreena could do was stare. Slowly, very slowly, as if time had come to a crawl, the vase fell through the air and shattered against the carpet. It shattered in dozens, hundreds, thousands of pieces, or more. It was impossible to count. The mere thought of trying made Loreena feel dizzy. She'd never been very good at mathematics. I don't think that's the point here, Loreena. That's not the point right now. Neither was she good at reining in her own emotions, which threatened to explode. You... She turned on Lady Constance. Her eyes narrowed. How could you do something like that? I don't know what you're talking about. But the vase... yes, the vase. One of my mother's favorites. A gift Father brought back home from Italy. Lady Constance ran a hand through her hair casually, without a care in the world. It was the same hand, Loreena noted, she had used to push the vase off its plinth and into its early grave. Not that ceramics had graveyards. You'll be in a lot of trouble when she finds out, maid. What are you talking about? Girl, I told you. Well, you're the one who broke it, aren't you? Loreena's mouth parted into a small O of unabashed shock. She could hardly believe her ears. How could Lady Constance stand there, now so cool and composed, and accuse Loreena of a crime she had committed? It would have been a different matter if Lady Constance had been more sneaky about it, but this was so blatant. The deep injustice of the situation stunned Loreena's pride even more acutely than the thorns from the roses had. How can you accuse me of something I haven't done? Very easily. Would you like to see? No, you can't. Didn't your mother ever tell you not to tell lies? Perhaps, but Mother would believe whatever I tell her. Loreena didn't doubt that. Lady Leonard had always been a doting mother, to Lady Constance's detriment. Why else would she allow her hellion of a daughter to cycle through governesses so rapidly, even quicker than the changing leaves? You broke it. That's what I'll tell her. Maybe it was an accident. You were clean, you happened to trip and stumble. But it was still your fault. All your fault. An unpleasant smirk split across Lady Constance's lips. I wonder what she'll say. How could you? Yes, I think she might say something to that effect. Why, you little... Ah! It's my crush! It's my boo-boo! Ah! Sorry, I got excited. Oh dear, what seems to have happened here? Lady Constance's back straightened. She looked at Tawa anxiously from beneath her fringe, with a contrite expression Loreena had never seen her wear before. Could it be? Was Lady Constance Of all people, afraid? My, what a mess. Tawa picked her way across the carpet carefully, holding her skirts in her hands as she took care not to place her feet on any stray shards of ceramic. It appears that somebody has broken a vase, and oh dear, it was the one depicting Cupid and Psyche, wasn't it? I was rather fond of that vase. Mother was fond of it too, until this useless maid broke it. I did no such thing! Lori, please, I appreciate that you are upset, but there are better ways to settle this. It isn't very ladylike to engage in petty squabbling, isn't it? It isn't petty. That vase was expensive. Then why'd you break it, you little twat? Ah! Say! Then why'd you push it over? I didn't push it over. You broke it. But I saw you do it. Alright, you two. Fighting won't get us anywhere. Let's take a moment to calm ourselves, shall we? You're just a maid. What do you know? I may be just a maid, as you so eloquently put it, but that is why I cannot let this be. I only want the best for you, Lady Constance. While I appreciate that you are upset over the destruction of an expensive family heirloom, you can't take your anger out on your staff. A true lady would try to get her maids to respect her, not fear her. That was what Tawa said, and she said it so smoothly, too, that Loreena felt herself being drawn in. It was impossible to resist. Not even Lady Constance could stand her ground against Tawa. Well, you might be right. I know. I often am. It's one of the many perks of being me. Now, I don't know what happened or how the vase came to be broken, so I will not assign any blame. It would be in our best interest, however, if we cleaned it up. I wouldn't want anybody to hurt themselves. Lori, would you be a dear and fetch me a dustpan and brush? Surely you're not going to clean it up yourself. Of course. Being a maid, that's my job. But this isn't your fault. And, as I already told you, I don't care whose fault it is. It's much more important that we resolve this issue. Chop chop! Tawa clapped her hands together with each successive chop. Loreena nodded. Fine. So saying, trying to quell the evident gratitude in her voice, Loreena exited the hallway. Thank you, my little Lori. Don't mention it. Tawa pondered, examining the broken vase critically. Even if I sweep up the evidence, I won't be able to hide this from Lady Leonard. I can't imagine she'll be pleased to hear about this, no matter what I tell her. Mother loved that vase. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I'm reading it like it's a Lori. Mother loved that vase. She'll be very upset. I can imagine. Well, I suppose I could always tell her that I broke it. Today was a day for surprises, evidently, and not just little shocks on par with unexpected raindrops against the nape of the neck. This was more akin to being hit by a bolt of lightning. But you didn't break it! Oh. Did I? I think that was the Loreena that said it. And then Constance goes, exactly, it's ridiculous. Are you trying to be some sort of saint? Like Lieselot's beloved Saint Verna. Oh my goodness. Verena, perhaps. No, Loreena couldn't see it. No matter how she examined Tawa, she couldn't detect the slightest slither of saintliness about her. I know I didn't. But as there's no way of telling who the fault of the broken vase lies with, it would be immoral to assign any blame. But it would be even more immoral to blame somebody who wasn't there to begin with. I don't mind. It doesn't bother me. It will bother Lady Leonard. So it may, and I will certainly be in disgrace for it, but I doubt it would disrupt my current position. You might be easy to replace, my little Lori, but I am not. It was true, too. Tawa was not easy to replace. Loreena had never seen a more exotic woman before. Much like the vase, she was a quaint curiosity from a foreign land, except she would not break quite as easily. As for you, Lady Constance, you should probably take your leave. It is dangerous for you to linger here with broken china strewn across the carpet. Humph. Like you need to tell me. I don't want to spend time with you anyway. Lady Constance turned her nose up in the air and stalked off, proud as a cat. Tawa watched the little girl as she left, her head tilted to one side. What a charming girl. Are you being sarcastic? She could be quite a handful, it is true. It's far worse than that. Oh, I think that was Lori again. My goodness, I need to read the names that are up here, because I think I'm reading the wrong voices for the wrong lines. Lady Leonard spoils her. I am sure she means well by it, but loving somebody too much can be poison. Tawa shook her head. I hate selfish little girls like that. Oh, she does look pissed. Though Tawa's voice remained light and unaffected, there was a bite to her words Loreena hadn't heard before. It was almost startling. Hate is quite a strong word, don't you think? Are you lecturing me, Lori? No, not at all. I don't like Lady Constance either. I can't stand her. It's just... I didn't know you cared about people enough to hate them. You think I am that detached from my fellow man? Yes. How cruel. Your impression of me must be frightful. You don't do much to dispel it. And after I did you such a favor too, I could have walked on by and would have made no difference to me. Why did you help? I didn't ask for it. I suppose I stepped in because I disliked the way Lady Constance carries on, and I wanted to teach her a lesson. Somebody has to if her mother won't. Oh, I see. Loreena sighed, deflated, though she didn't know why. What had she been hoping for anyway? Tawa's response made perfect sense. It would have been odder if her actions had been inspired by any other sort of motivation. Surely. Wink wink, as in maybe she loves her? And yet, this was not the first time Tawa had come to her aid. There was the thorn, and then the fireplace, and now the vase. Was there a deeper meaning behind it, or had Tawa simply been stricken with a sudden fit of whimsy? Maybe she had merely been trying to teach Lady Constance a lesson. Loreena herself often wanted to discipline Lady Constance, but she knew she wouldn't be able to get very far. I don't know why she listens to you. She never listens to me. Because you, my little Lori, are not particularly frightening. And you are? Oh, I'm dreadful. Tawa curled her fingers into claws and Loreena laughed. She couldn't help herself. You're so silly. But I still made you smile. I would consider that a success. I just wonder, how are you able to make Lady Constance act so obediently? I suppose I have more practice. I've known her since she was even smaller than a bag of flour. I think she would bully me all the same, even if I had known her as long as you. I think that's a fair assessment. You are quite fun to tease. What? Tawa smiled and tugged at the end of Loreena's ponytail. Nothing. Pay it no heed. Get your hands off me, then. And that is precisely your problem. What? You get too flustered. If you want people to obey you, you shouldn't cower or stammer or shy away. But neither should you make your anger too apparent. Anger only breeds more anger. I can't help being angry. Lady Constance is so cruel. Not just the vase, but what she did to Miss Amy. I know. We have a good many things to be angry about, but it will get us nowhere. You said you hated Lady Constance. I do, but I don't let her know that. Not too openly. It's better to treat others with arch disdain, but not abject revulsion. Keep them guessing, then they won't know how to respond. That sounds awfully manipulative to me. All human interactions are about manipulation, my little Lori. Well, I don't think I could pull it off. I get too worked up. I know, you're not very good at keeping your cool, but it's not a trait I dislike. It will make your life more difficult, but mine infinitely more entertaining. Wait, what do you mean by entertaining? Tawa smiled sardonically and ruffled the top of Loreena's head. You will have to solve that problem on your own. Oh, wait, why would Loreena say that? You have to solve that problem on your own. That would be Tawa's line. Okay, no, so that was fine. Loreena was attempting to write a letter, the key word being attempting, because she had advanced no further than the first two words. Dear Mother. It was a start, she supposed, but what came next? What could she say? She wanted to write about Tawa, but the words wouldn't come. She had no words to describe her. Come on, Loreena, she castigated herself? Think. But she couldn't think, and thinking became all the harder when... Oh gosh, what was her voice again? Loreena, did you hear? Oops. Oh, what did I do? I scrolled. Apparently scrolling moves the thing. Loreena jumped. A round blot of black ink fell from the end of her quill and landed on her writing paper. She glanced at the paper, which was now ruined, then back up at Liesl. Down to the paper, then back up at Liesl. Well, so much for that. Loreena clicked her tongue against the roof of her mouth. Then, with a small sigh, she crumpled the now useless piece of paper up in her right hand and tossed it to one side. Sorry, I'm just checking something real quick. Oh my gosh, why does it say Fire Emblem for the game? I thought I left it. I guess you can't leave it blank. And there's no game thing for... We're gonna update that. There's no, like, they don't have Blackberry Honey on their list of games, which is upsetting, but I can maybe kind of see why. I don't know. I don't know. But I thought I left that blank, so I thought I wasn't going to put a game on there. But I just looked now, it says Fire Emblem. I'm like, oops, I don't want to trick people, because I'm definitely not playing Fire Emblem today. Oh no, I don't think I read this line. Loreena clicked her tongue against the roof of her mouth. Then, with a small sigh, she crumpled the now useless piece of paper up in her right hand and tossed it to one side. She didn't see where it landed, and neither did she care. Writing paper was expensive, yes, and it pained Loreena to waste money. But what could she do? She could hardly scrape the stray ink off the page and start again. The damage was already done. Oh, I apologize. I'm not in your way, am I? No, don't worry about it. It's all right. Loreena raised her head, forcing a smile. What did you want to tell me, Liesl? I heard a very interesting rumor. What? Liesl tapped a finger against her lower lip. I heard it from Ada, who heard it from James, who heard it from Yvonne, who heard it from Bessie, who heard it from... Can you get to the point already? Loreena had been in Bly for 4 months, but she still had trouble keeping track of all the people Lady Lennar deployed, and Bly was a relatively small estate. In Hartwell, Loreena had shared her attic room with no less than 11 maids like herself. Excuse me. Well, what I wanted to say was, it appears Miss Amy has left. Oh, yes, I already heard. But Loreena had not heard it through a convoluted game of Chinese whispers, from a footman to a chambermaid to the tea boy. She had been there in person and had seen the events unfold before her own 2 eyes. Not that Loreena had any intention of telling Liesl that. If the other maids knew, she'd become a subject of gossip herself. More so than she was already. Ah, so it seems that it is true. Liesl sighed. She looked dejected. And I was hoping it was just a rumor. I quite liked Miss Amy. It's a pity Lady Constance didn't. Lady Constance does not like any of her governesses. In fact, it is worse than that. Lady Constance does not like anyone. Loreena blinked. Lizelot was such an unfailingly cheery girl. It was strange to hear her speak ill of another, even if that other was Lady Constance, whom everyone disliked. Even the footmen, the chambermaids, and the tea boy. Did you have a run-in with Lady Constance today? Indeed. She tripped me as I was walking down a hall, and I bumped my head. She did not even apologize. Lizelot's lower lip trembled. She brushed her blonde fringe aside, showing Loreena a small, egg-shaped lump on her forehead. Oh, poor baby girl! Oh, no! That sounds like Lady Constance, all right. Oh, but it's such a pity. Miss Amy was so nice. She always stopped to talk to me in the hallways, unlike Miss Lillian. In comparison, Miss Lillian was so austere? Exactly. She didn't even look at us servants. She was so haughty. Well, she was the daughter of a gentleman. Yes, but she had such airs and graces when she was a servant, just like us. Miss Amy was nothing like that. That's probably why she didn't last. Indeed. Lady Constance can be so very frightful. It would be oh gosh, I can't read anymore. I would be afraid for my life if I had to wait on her every other day. Lizelot smoothed her fringe down, hiding the ugly lump, and let her arm fall to her side. Oh, it is such a pity. Miss Amy did not deserve to go.